Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to also contribute to this motion. At the outset, let me thank the Honorable Member for Embakasi, Honorable Mwenje, for bringing this motion at this particular time. Honorable Speaker, the fight for independence for this country could be equated to the fight to recover lands that have been taken by the white settlers. And our Constitution, the 2010 Constitution, which we gave to ourselves, dedicates a whole chapter, chapter 5, on matters touching on land and the environment. As clearly pointed out by the mover of this particular motion, land is a very, very emotive issue. Land is a factor of production. Land is almost a measure of somebody's status and wealth in this particular country. But if we look at the Constitution, it says land belongs to all the people of Kenya, either collectively as communities or as individuals. And in the usage of land, if you look at Article 60, it says land shall be used in an equitable manner. Honorable Speaker, the issue of squatters in our country is a time bomb which we need to tackle as a matter of urgency. Otherwise, it's going to create a security problem in our country. It is unfortunate that at this time, we still have many Kenyans who are still living as squatters. Some of them courtesy of having worked for the former settlers. Some of them because of a trade where they got employed and they began working for some people, but they have no titles. You will come across many people in this country who have stayed on parcel of land for close to around 80 years, but they have no titles to that particular land. They are literally squatters. If we move to around the country, the Constitution creates the environment and land codes. We move to those codes and find those codes are clogged up with many cases where people are claiming titles to land. You find out there are too many cases. You'll find out people have ended up being killed because of these disputes over titles to land. Our land registers have not been very, very fast in generating up titles to enable people get titles. So it is important at this time, as posted by the mover of this particular motion, that we develop a comprehensive policy. I know, Honorable Speaker, if you move to the courts, there is the concept of adverse possession, where somebody, if he has stayed on a parcel of land for a period of more than 12 years, peacefully, without any interruption from any other person, is entitled to claim that particular land. But you see, the process which we have now is that that person has still to go to court, even after having stayed on that parcel of land for 12 years, without any interruption from anybody. He is forced to incur that expense of going back to the court so that the court can be able to declare that right. Honorable Speaker, it is my view that it is high time that once the prescriptive rights have accrued, the concept of adverse possession has accrued, that person ought to technically get that particular without the necessity of having to move to court for the court to specifically declare that. Honorable Speaker, I support this motion that we need to revisit our land laws to have a comprehensive regime so that we can actually be able to settle Kenyans who are staying on parcels of land as squatters in their own country. I support this motion by the Honorable Mark Mwenje and hope it will see the light of day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.